guys are definitely nitpicking bad plays without showing the good ones. This is as bad as ESPN Stephen A breakdowns. No, because Trevor asked for the other pick. I pulled up the other pick. You're not going to pay attention. Don't watch the show. I don't know what I'm doing. This is not the intro. But, I mean, everyone was like, oh, Jordan Love is down. The season's over. And I'm like, they got Malik Willis. They're going to be fine. And what are they since he took over? But he looks comfortable, and he looks happy, and he looks like he can make the plays that everyone thought. Like,
he's a great QB2, better than Sean Clifford.
Yeah,
he is way better than Sean
and Skylar Thompson, dude.
And he's better than Jordan Love too.
I had to listen to Zach all last week blabble about Bryce Young, not the issue. Andy Dalton's not going to do anything. They have no weapons, nothing. Guess what? Andy Dalton was the best quarterback in the NFL this week. And all these weapons, played great. Bryce Young, if he, in his dreams, he couldn't even play this well. Obviously, stat-wise it was, but
stat-wise it obviously was. I think it was his best game yet. But that's kind of the reason alarm bells should be going off in Chicago.
I think, Bo Nix you look at Bo Nix's flashboard, and he has much less talent on his team than Caleb Williams does.
Because offensive lines get
if you
better.
if you don't have time to throw, you can't be a great quarterback. Zach should know this more than anybody being a Jaguars fan. I agree. If you don't have time to throw, you can't be a good quarterback. Okay? But when you do have time to throw,
you don't even have time
and you
to
hold on to the ball too long when there are guys open that you can see that are open if you watch the All-22 and he's not throwing it because he's trying to find the big play, then it doesn't matter if you have time to throw because you have the time. And you hold on to the ball too long and the defense gets there and it causes a sack.
That's not the case, though, for Caleb Williams.
It is!
It's not. I watched the game. That's not the case.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Beerly Football Podcast about football, but Beerly. I am your host, Zachary Smith. Joined with me, as always, are my two very good friends. He's been noted as a heavy communist. It's Beerly Carey.
Always got to support communism here in the Beerly Football Podcast.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Team China.
Trevor, would you say you're a big fan of the gig economy?
A big fan of the what?
The gig economy.
Sure, man. Sure.
Because you already know he's a big fan of the peg economy. All righty. Billy Trev Scott, everybody. How we doing tonight, guys? How we doing?
Pretty good. I'm actually fighting a tummy ache right now, so I'm being really brave just to be here, but I'm glad to be here. This is probably my favorite week of NFL football that we've had so far. This was a fun week 4. Excited to talk about it. How are you boys doing?
Oh, my God. What a throw. Holy cow. These ones. Doing well. I've worked for about 22 hours in the past 2 days, so we're living life. We're definitely not tired. I definitely didn't shovel 3 Red Bulls down my throat before we started this episode. I don't know if you could tell I'm a little bit on edge. All righty. But how we doing, Carrie?
Carrie, I'll tell you what. He's eating something right now.
Spaghetti and a glass of milk. That's what he's doing right now.
Probably, yeah, pasta and some milk. I'll tell you what. He looks like he shaved before this episode. He looks like 4 years younger. Jeez.
I know. I had to bring my baby face back.
Oh, baby Carrie.
Baby face Carrie.
Welcome in,
baby face Carrie. Been listening weekly. Shout out to Anthony.
Shout out to Dort, my man Dort. Good to see you. Good to have you in here. What are you boys drinking tonight? I can go first. Mine's pretty boring.
Actually, I want to go first. Mine's not boring, and it's meaningful and emotional and all that.
There we go.
Alrighty. So many of you know that the Southeast United States experienced a hurricane this past week, Hurricane Helene. It absolutely devastated much of Western Carolina and West Virginia. Just a lot of flooding. A lot of Asheville is just gone. A lot of the areas around Nashville, a lot of the small towns are just gone. So,
are you still going on your honeymoon there?
Huh? No, we're not.
Yeah, you can't even drive over there right now.
No, yeah, you can't get in or out of Asheville right now.
Like
There's
the whole
no
right
roads
side
open.
of North Carolina.
Yeah. So, just wanted to real quick acknowledge that and just say, praying for those people over there. That's obviously really, really rough.
Definitely.
There's no power, there's no gas for generators, and there's no way in or out. So it's a really tough situation. I am drinking out of Asheville, North Carolina.
There it is.
A Highland Brewing Company Daycation IPA.
That's a beautiful little can.
Yeah. But
an IPA after those energy drinks you just had.
We're gonna have a fun night tonight. Let me tell you.
That's gonna be feeling something.
Oh, and then I have a second beer as well. This is from Terrapin Brewing in Athens. This is the first time I've ever seen this. They have an Oktoberfest.
Back-to-back beautiful cans. I can't believe I just screwed the opportunity to not get an Oktoberfest. It's October 1st.
It is October.
Yeah, it is.
So,
again, prayers to everyone in North Carolina, especially Western North Carolina. Hope y'all get some help. But Trevor, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I definitely fumbled that, dude. Oktoberfest by Samuel Adams is a great beer. I'll probably try to get it for the remaining 3 episodes, maybe 4, probably 3 of this month. But 7-Eleven is close by. It's always open and it's cold. I got a Stella. I just spilled it on my crotch, but I got most of a Stella that I didn't just spill on my pants. But it's great. You can't go wrong with a Stella. Shout out to Stella.
Carrie, did you eat an entire grocery store worth of pasta?
That's about the biggest bowl I've ever seen anyone eat out of.
What is it?
It's chicken, rice, black beans, corn.
So you bought an entire rotisserie chicken, cooked an entire box of rice.
Ground chicken. Dude, eat out of bowls. It makes it incredible. I eat every one of my
as
meals.
opposed to what, dude? No, what have you been eating out of? Carrie's just been going Mac Hollins, just eating out of his hands. He found a bowl this week, and he's like, dude, this is life-changing.
It's incredible, dude.
Can't wait to tell the boys about bowl. We know, man. we know.
We've been known.
What's in that cup, dude? Is that milk?
That is milk.
Do you have a beer that's going to be joining the party at some point?
We'll be drinking milk tonight.
All right.
That's all I got.
Is it, Carrie, are you still upset that guy bullied you in the DM? Well, he bullied all of us in the DMs. Are you still upset about that?
Makes me cry.
We can't say like half of those words on air, but I would love to read that if we
we can say it if we get to we just got to get out of the first part of the episode, and then get out of the first 10 minutes, and we can talk about it. But
you want to hear us cuss and stuff? Just skip ahead.
Stick around. Stick around.
You know what? I'll read it. Watch this version of it.
God.
Change name to Bleep Football because 3 bleep who are too bleep to get an actual job are bleep. But no surprising, your bleep are related to each other, so you are bleep and carry no bleep to the world. So that's pretty
shout out to the greatest fans ever, Beerly football fans.
Beerly football.
Nothing like them. Love those guys.
Nothing like the fans. The old Beerly Football FC. We should send that guy a shirt. I'll send him a shirt if he wants to send another DM. It'll be like the cheapest one possible, probably like a $13 shirt, but I'll send you one. And I'll put whatever on there. As long as it's not what you were saying in that DM.
Who do you think hates us the most? Like Trevor Lawrence fans, Pat Mahomes fans, Josh Allen fans, Justin
So
Herbert
who was that
fans?
guy a fan of?
I couldn't tell.
Oh,
It had to be
like
Josh
his Twitter
Allen.
was gone today.
It looked
I
like
tried
a
to find
burner because when I went to his account, he had 0 followers. So it looked like it's somebody that just made an account just to shoot that DM off.
It
Shout
had
out
to be
to that guy.
It's probably a Josh Allen fan after Trevor's.
Probably this weekend, I was up in arms with the whole hashtag Bills Mafia. But yeah, they're fun to poke around with, man. Like the Chargers fans a couple years ago. Bills Mafia is my new.
I'm just sad you can't even say anything to Jags fans anymore because they just all gave up. I used to troll Jags fans all the time. Now just like got nothing back.
Yeah, they're just like waiting.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. Number 1 pick coming up, baby. Let's go. We're back.
Hey,
I feel like the
every
Jags
loss
lose.
closer to Travis Hunter, who had an amazing game over the weekend. The
Yeah,
Travis
he did.
Hunter sweepstakes.
Still not ranked.
I don't think I've ever used that word in my life. That was
They
kind of hard.
still not ranked?
Wow.
Wow, that's a little surprising.
Are they 4-0?
4-1.
4-1. They lost to Nebraska. But
Well, like,
Nebraska
look at-
keeps getting beat by everybody.
But who have they beat? And they beat
North Dakota State, Colorado
they beat
State,
Baylor. They beat
UCF,
Baylor. They beat Baylor in overtime, and they barely beat North Dakota State.
Well, North Dakota State's a good program, and that's the first game of the year. But
Did they play
I don't
any
know.
ranked teams?
I think it hurts them a lot getting dog walked by Nebraska, who has not looked good since that game.
Did they play any ranked teams this year?
no. Do they or have they?
Do they?
Probably. They play Utah November 16th, Kansas State 11 days from now. That's actually their next game.
So it sounds like Miami.
10:15 p.m., dude. That's a snoozer. That's a good game, though. Kansas State coming to Boulder.
Coming to Boulder.
I don't know.
Zach, do you almost have a heart attack over the Miami game?
Dude, you're going to have a heart attack with how much ground chicken you keep eating. Keep shoveling in there.
Shoveling down his gullet.
You want
I
some?
hope that's cooked, man.
You want some?
No, I'm good. I got some
You want
pretzels.
some
Which,
juice?
by the way,
That was it was a stressful game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, stressful game.
that was a fun game to watch.
I feel like if Zane's listening, Zane, did you punch like 6 holes in the wall from that game? Because I was expecting at least 12.
He probably did punch a hole in a wall or got close to it.
Let
He
me ask
broke
you
something in his house. Something's broken in his apartment.
Although now, because you won the game, it doesn't really get to you. It's even kind of funny to look back at. But during the game, seeing opposing teams doing the Cam Ward celebration, does that get to you in the moment?
No, but it was kind of weird because Cam Ward posted the emojis for his celebration after the win, and FSU fans were like, "Yeah, you almost lost to a shitty team like Virginia Tech, and you're posting this." It's like, well, I mean, I would be doing it too if the other team was celebrating with that signature celebration all game, and you'll end up winning.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I would post the same exact thing. And FSU fans, down bad.
Definitely.
Hey, at least DJ's gone now.
Is
Is
he?
he hurt?
He's out for the Clemson game. Maybe they'll have a chance against Clemson.
Yeah.
He's
they
out
play,
with a broken heart.
Yeah.
He's out with a lack of talent, honestly.
Poor guy.
Dude, he was so bad.
Hey,
Those,
I bet on him back-to-back weeks, hit both times, though, because his line is so ridiculously low.
Oh, is it really?
Has a low line. Is betting segment right here. Justin Herbert's line is like floating around like 195 nowadays, which is crazy.
What's because passing yards are crazy down.
Yeah,
I think
league wide.
Passing yard, league wide, are crazy down.
That's just something-
And with the Chargers offense, they seem to be a run-first offense right now.
The average right now is 200 yards per game for quarterbacks in the NFL,
That's crazy.
which is like the lowest it's been since like Otto Graham and a bunch of other unathletic white dudes in the NFL.
Well, and
Dude,
that's
I
what
would love.
Piper's right. We need to ban 2 high safeties.
Yeah.
I would love the return of the running back, dude. Which I mean, it looks
Like,
like a lot of good
I
running backs.
read an article about this. The running back yards aren't going up either. They've
Yeah,
gone
the
up a little
offenses
bit.
just haven't looked as
Yeah.
clean. Honestly, offenses, like, they're not running as efficiently as they have in year past because it's like offensive penalties and all kinds of stuff. It's not pretty.
Yeah, that game last night was one of the few games we've had like 2 really high scoring teams this season.
There was only 8 teams this week to score more than 30 points, and a lot of them were 31, 35, 33, 31, 34. So, yeah,
just wanna see what-
I don't mind it at all. I like defensive battles.
Wait, I have a question for you guys. Legit, okay? Because I have my opinion on this, and I've listened to other people talk about it. Do you think that was a catch in the Virginia Tech Miami game?
I can't even comment on it. I don't remember.
What's
I'd have
it
to watch it fast.
Did they rule it a catch first?
They ruled it a touchdown, and then they reviewed it, and then ruled it
Honestly,
incomplete.
I feel like it wasn't enough to overturn it. If
That's
it was
what I've seen off Twitter, that a lot of people, that's
if it wasn't a catch, I would have kept it. But the fact that it was a catch, I didn't see it.
So here's my thinking of what happened. My thinking is if they call it incomplete, game's over. Game's over. They're not reviewing it if they call it incomplete. If they call it a touchdown, all scoring plays in college football are reviewed. Same thing as the NFL.
Mhm.
So they call it a touchdown so they can get a better look at it, and then they determine that it was incomplete. And everyone I've heard talk about this, no one has said, "Oh, it was definitely a catch." Like the guy had the ball in bounds, like it was definitely a catch. Literally, no one except Virginia Tech fans, like the 30 of them that exist, have said that. Everyone is saying, "Oh, it took too long to overturn it, so that's why it's a terrible thing." It's like, okay, but you saying the call is correct then? It just took too long to overturn it.
The stuff that we see, like the frame by frame from this front view that I'm looking at, is that the same thing that the refs see, or do they probably see a lot of different?
I think they have a lot of different angles.
So
what it looked like to me is that no one had possession of the ball until both players were out of bounds.
it looks like 3 people have. Yeah, I guess no one person has possession of the ball. It's tight though. It's not just bouncing around, but I guess you can't just give that to one player. I don't know.
It was close. Yeah, I feel like either team was going to be mad, and either team had a right to be.
Yeah, and both teams were right there. And especially at the end when there's controversial endings like this, it's easy to get up in arms about the last play of the game. But Virginia Tech had a lot of opportunities to put this game away, and they did.
They did.
Miami
really
as
did.
well had a lot of drives that fizzled out, did not score, turnovers near the goal line.
The turnovers were terrible.
So both teams had their opportunity to put the game away, but this was a great game to watch.
The way I look at it is it was almost exactly like the Fail Mary. Green Bay.
What is that again? Remind me?
Green Bay and Seattle, opening game of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Where they called it a touch. It was during the referee strike.
What an odd time that was. The referee strike is crazy.
But any other college football you want to talk about? How about Ole Miss? Getting taken down by Kentucky. Yeah.
Kentucky will fight you, dude.
Dude, Kentucky's always a tough out.
That's a fun football
Even when
team.
they don't have a great team, they're always a tough out.
They're it's maybe you fast forward to the end of this year and they're 6-7 or something, but you look at their 6 wins and they beat they're probably going to beat a lot of good teams or be close with a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
When the end of the season comes around.
What did I have a question for you? I'm just curious. Did either of you watch the third quarter of the Georgia-Alabama game?
I turned it off.
Dude, I went to bed at halftime and I woke up and I saw Georgia had the lead.
Yeah.
And I was so blown away. When I say I woke up, I mean I woke up the next morning.
Yeah.
I saw
that Georgia had the lead with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
And then 2 plays later, Alabama took the lead again.
Yeah, that 17-year-old is unbelievable. I don't know his name, sadly.
Ryan Williams.
Yeah, how could you forget that? Brian Williams.
Good. Ryan.
Dude.
But I don't know. Something's just off with Georgia this year.
I feel like Carson Beck was severely overrated going into this year. He has not looked that great.
No, I mean, and because they lost Bowers, they lost who's the other guy? McConkey. They lose somebody else. They got ETN, but who's a running back they lost?
Georgia?
Yeah.
I don't know. James Cook, Zamir White. I don't know.
Yeah, I know they'd love it coming back, but I don't know. Just something's off with his offense.
Alabama's the number 1 team in the country now. Were they 4?
They were 3 or 4.
Yeah,
they were 4, and Georgia was 2. I think Georgia fell down to 5.
I just don't get why Beck's that high hype as a prospect either.
I mean, he looked really good last year.
That's why.
He looked good last year.
Yeah, and there's probably only a handful of quarterbacks that you can really sell as being a top draft pick. So of course he's going to be one of them,
There's-
even if
yeah.
he's not. as
There's
great.
not. I feel like there's like 7 or 8 guys, and none of them are like that proven right now.
Yeah, but we got a lot of football to go, man. And
Yeah.
the
I
Saints
saw
are-
people saying that Drew Aller was going to get top 5 pick today on Twitter. I was like, what? I watched that man a lot. No.
I wonder how Brady Cook is doing at Mizzou.
Aren't they ranked top 10?
They're number
Still?
9 right now. They play Alabama in a couple weeks.
Sometimes you got to believe in Cook, that he'll cook.
Let Brady cook. He's only thrown 4 touchdowns this year. I wonder if they got a good running back or
They
something.
have like, what's his name? Burton, who's like one of the best wide receivers in the country. They still have that's crazy. Speaking of Missouri at Texas A&M this week. Who takes home the win? A&M is
I'll give it to Texas A&M.
A&M is 25th right now, 4-1 overall.
Mizzou.
Mizzou's kind of been flirting with defeat the past couple weeks. They had a close one with Vanderbilt, I think 2 weeks back. I don't know who they played this week, so that could be wrong. But I feel like Missouri is just waiting to lose a game. So
There's not too many great games this week. Michigan, Washington. Washington losing again last Friday.
Yeah, that's a tough loss.
what is Michigan's quarterback named Orgy? I think I saw that on Saturday.
Yeah.
Uja,
That's
isn't
awesome.
It
He
felt
does-
like orgy.
He can't throw the ball at all.
Yeah, his numbers are terrible. And I bet on Donovan Edwards, and
That's
their
rough.
backup running back had like 70 yards rushing. Okay. Against Fresno State. That's so dumb. I was like 5 for 6, and Donovan Edwards had 11 carries for 27 yards. Yeah.
He's been a bust this year, huh?
At least you weren't me last night. I was 4 for 5. Jameer Gibbs' line was 80. He finished with 78 yards.
That's
Missed it
tough.
by 2 yards.
How much fun? Did you watch the whole game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
Oh,
zero-
dude, one of the
zero-
guys I work with, he had in the Michigan Texas game, he had Ewers, and him and another guy had the same bet, but the other guy got it in first, and the line was a yard less.
You got it.
And he finished at exactly. It was like 256 and a half. He
Crazy.
finished at exactly 257, and the other guy had 257 and a half.
The way these lines are set, is it like a technology thing? or
It
is
has to be. It has to be technology. It's like way too accurate.
It could be like a committee or something, but
It's crazy accurate. Whatever.
yeah,
it is.
that's a good example. But there's a lot of times that I've noticed in my own bets that the lines are just right there within like 5 yards at the end of the game.
That's why you go to bet super early if you're betting on games, because if you bet on like Tuesday, the lines will be usually like a bit lower.
Or just do what I do. Put like anywhere from like a 4 to a 6 leg parlay.
One time you're gonna lose it all, Trevor.
Really good teams playing not good teams, and just put a lot of money on them, and then just hope. That's what I do every week.
The one time it doesn't work out.
And I'm 4-0 right now doing it.
All right. No other crazy good games for picking this week, so let's have an NFL pick 'em. It was a rough week for some of us last week. A very rough week. Especially for me and Zach. We both went 1 and 2. Both picked the Bills. I wanted to pick the Ravens, but I was stupid. I correctly picked the Falcons. Zach picked the Saints, sadly. And then I picked the Cardinals. He picked the Commanders. So Zach's only win was Commanders. I got the Falcons. Sadly, consistent as always, Trevor.
2-1, baby.
Once again, he only missed on the Cardinals. So 4 weeks into the season, I am dead last. 4 wins, 8 losses. Zach, second place, 500, 6 and 6. Trevor leading the way, 8 and 4. Impressive.
All right, I'll take it.
A lot of football left. We got a lot of season ahead of us. Got a lot ahead of us.
And for our Twitter winners, if you play along with us on Twitter every Friday, get all 3 right, we'll shout you out on the pod. We had 12 winners for week 4. We had at just your V. I don't know. I can't read this. Just You're a VG Fly Guy. He's a Redskins tattoo. At 20, Python Paisano, golfer from Florida. Probably knows Trevor. At Barry Kathleen, Celtics fan from Canada. At BearX0176, Rams fan from Washington State. At The Gleef, Ravens fan. At Kirk_W, Oklahoma State fan. They have not looked good lately. At Kobe91_Donald, Rams fan from California. At T-Blummer67, horse racing and UK sports fan. At Egalo40831, don't take them seriously. At Eagles AJ, Eagles fan from Australia. At UK Lions fan 87, Lions fan from UK. And one of our favorite,
definitely our favorites.
who is actually in the lead right now with a couple others with 2 wins, at Jackson Jeremy 8.
Shout out to Jackson, man.
Kerry didn't know what his answers meant, but shout out to Jackson going.
I didn't know Baltimore was came from Cleveland.
Yeah, they were originally
I
the
thought they were
Cleveland
the Colts.
Browns. They moved to Baltimore. No, the Indianapolis Colts were the Baltimore Colts. They moved to Indianapolis. The Baltimore Ravens were the Cleveland Browns. They moved to Baltimore and changed their name to the Ravens.
Wow, we're learning history today.
Yep.
Pretty
That
cool.
actually kind of reminds. I don't know why that reminds me, but I was moving at the end of last week, and on Friday there was a homeless guy outside of the U-Haul place, and I didn't have any cash. He asked me for money. I said I don't have any cash, and he said, "Will you do me one better? If you know football, will you tell me all the winners this week? I'll put a $20 parlay on them." And I told him all the winners who I thought was going to win the game. So hopefully it worked out for him.
Well, clearly not, because you went 2-1.
Oh,
Yeah.
that card. Hopefully he didn't put that Cardinals game in.
That guy's like, I hate that one.
But I stayed there with him until he put it all in, which, by the way,
None of this
I'm not
happened.
making any assumptions, but he's a homeless guy with an iPhone 16, but whatever. He put it in and it was $20 for $40,000. And I was like, good luck, man. So poor
Making
guy.
his yearly salary, or more than his yearly salary if he's homeless. But okay, what games do we have this week,
We got
Trevor?
some fun ones. Bounce back, Bills, Buffalo, heading into Houston at 1:00 to take on the Texans, who are 3-1. Their only loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams 3-1, actually. The Texans winning last week against Jacksonville. Buffalo taking a tough loss on the chin to Baltimore. Who do you guys like in this game? Ooh, the Stephon Diggs.
Buffalo by 10.
Buffalo by 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you take the Bills as well, Kerry?
I'm thinking. Trevor, you go first.
Zach was so quick. I thought I'd be quick too, and it came my turn. But now it's my
It's gonna
turn,
be a tough game.
and I'm not quick.
It's not that tough of a game.
Bills, Texans.
I think I'll go Bills just because I think Bills, after getting embarrassed on the national TV, will have to come back and play better.
I'm gonna go barely Bills as well.
So Bills with a sweep. So we know we're at least getting a good chance of Trevor's picking one.
True.
We got a 66% chance
Yeah.
that we got that game right.
If I do Ravens Bengals, will anybody take Cincinnati?
No.
There's some other games we could do. Packers Rams is a close one. I already know what our third game is going to be, but this middle game could.
I don't think Packers Rams is a close one.
Jets Vikings.
Jets Vikings is a good one.
Okay, let's do that. Jets Vikings.
And it's in London. 9:30. Set your clocks.
Give me the Jets. 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 Oh, this is Mimosa football. I'm so excited. Oh, 9:30 a.m. Oh, baby.
I think
Give me the Jets.
It is a revenge game for Darnold, but I think the Viking, Sam Darnold, has a bit of an off game, and the Jets defense leads them to victory. Jets pick up the dub.
Damn. Sadly, you're both wrong. Sam Darnold W. 5-0. 5-0.
I'd love to see it, Zach. I'd love to see it. If anybody knows about London, it's Zach. So maybe
That's
the
true.
Vikings will win it. And
Shout out to
lastly,
England, I guess.
Cowboys Steelers. I'll take the Cowboys. This is Sunday Night Football, by the way. If that changes you at all.
Is this at the Cowboys
This is in Pittsburgh.
in Pittsburgh?
Heinz Field.
Damn.
Patrick Queen's going to be running his mouth all night. I'm here for it.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
Trevor, who'd you say?
Wow. What's that?
Who'd you say, Trevor? Or did you
Patrick
know?
Queen.
What?
Patrick Queen.
Oh, you took the Steelers?
Oh, no.
No,
I
he
said
took the
Cowboys.
boys.
Hey, I'm going to take the boys, too.
Dang it.
Yeah. So, Trevor, me and you are identical this week. So, I guess I'm going 2-1. Yeah, I need it.
Congrats, Gary.
And I'm going 3-0, baby. Let's go.
So we got 2 games in the 1 o'clock window. Oh, no, we don't. We have Mimosa football.
Mimosa football, 1 o'clock, and then Sunday night football.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Some good games. I'm actually excited for I feel like Thursday night should be a good game. Bucks, Falcons.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited for that.
See who runs the NFC South. Who
Yeah.
did you pick for that game? Not for Pick'em, but I think the Falcons might pull it out.
Really?
They're scrappy. It's in Atlanta. Yeah. Give me the Bucks. Sorry.
Thanks, Zach. But the Bucks, like, I'm so high on them right now, but I just have to forget about the Broncos game because I don't know what that was, dude.
I mean, no team could play well for every game.
They've looked really good in those 3 wins, but and even if they would have, dropped one, a close game against the Eagles, a close game against the Lions, but nope, came from the Broncos.
I mean, that Broncos defense is looking like top 5.
Yeah, they look good.
I guess that's what happens when you draft a white cornerback.
But the Eagles did the same thing.
Yeah, I guess not for Philly.
Yeah. Old Cooper DeJean.
Uh,
We should actually start there. Get that game out of the that 10-9 Broncos Jets. We should get that Pooper Bowl.
That was
Pooper
incredible.
Bowl game.
Negative 7 yards and a half.
Our very own Beerly Zach had more passing yards than Bo Nix.
Yeah, I was the passing leader for the Broncos through the first half. Big game for me, actually. Big game.
Rodgers
I've never
had
been an
what?
NFL passing leader at halftime, I don't think.
How many did Rodgers have at half? Like 20? I think.
I
think he did. So it was like combined like 12 yards at halftime.
Dude, they were slinging that thing.
It was.
I was out there too. I was not throwing passes and still getting more yards.
It was absolutely pouring down in that game.
Yeah.
I do want to say, is it time to watch out for Breece Hall? Braylon Allen looked a lot better in that game.
I love Braylon Allen. I tweeted that like 2 weeks ago. I love the way he runs the football.
A lot of Chargers
fancy
fans really wanted him to draft him. He was a really good football player in college.
In fantasy?
What's up?
I'm playing you this week, Zach.
I actually drafted Braylon Allen in the last round of the fantasy draft, but I cut him after week 1.
And I got him.
Oh, I won in fantasy.
I finally got a win. Shout out to Andy Dalton, Deontay Johnson, and Christian Kirk. My bunch of nobodies leading the way.
I love the fact that Sam Darnold's projections are always like super low, and then he
balls out.
Yeah, it's great. What would you want for him? We can make this trade happen right now, buddy.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Braylon Allen. Do you have any interest in Garrett Wilson, Zach?
Literally 0. I have the better wide receiver and more targeted wide receiver on that roster, and that's Allen Lazard.
Until they get Devontae.
I don't think that's happening.
We should talk about. We will talk about that later. Wait, I thought we were gonna read that.
Did you give up Chubb or Hubbard for him?
That DM.
Chubb or
Chubba, either one.
Oklahoma State.
No, neither of those guys.
So you won't even give your 3rd and 4th running backs for it.
First off, they're not my 3rd and 4th running backs. I just have them on the bench right now.
Who do you have? ETN and James Cook?
You wouldn't give up any of your running backs then for him, correct?
I would trade you. I'd trade you ETN.
Straight up.
Let me think about it. We'll get back to it. Let me
I'll
think.
throw-
Doc, do you need a quarterback?
I'll throw in
No,
somebody.
I got
else.
Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy.
Okay, never mind.
I'll throw in somebody else for ETN if you want to do that later, Zach.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it.
All right,
Have your people call my people.
we will.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Thursday game. Cowboys Giants.
That was just
That was a terrible football.
CeeDee Lamb versus force-feed Malik Neighbors, and Team CeeDee Lamb won.
That was a
actually
terrible.
for a low-scoring game, this was kind of entertaining.
This was a terrible game, Trevor.
Why?
You're the only person that thought this was a good game. Everybody was so bored with this game.
It was just
terrible.
a lot of like underneath stuff, a lot of like long drives, a lot of field goals. Time to have was it Graham? No, Graham Gano's hurt. Who did they have kicking? Greg Joseph. Even
Yeah.
older, somehow. Yeah, 5 for 5. Big day to have him on your fantasy team. But this was a fine game, and this was the first time I've really like watched a full Malik Neighbors game, and he looks like a veteran.
Wandale Robinson also looking pretty good there too for how
Yeah.
tiny he is.
Kerry, how do you feel about your guy Daniel Jones? Are you out on
He's
Daniel
not
Jones?
my guy, Zach. He's not been my guy in 3 years. I can't watch him. Daniel Jones is not a bad quarterback. He's not a good quarterback, and he shouldn't be an NFL starter. He's a fine
He
QB2.
should or shouldn't?
He should not be an NFL starter anymore. He's a fine QB2.
Hey, you know what, dude? Him and Jordan Love had the same record this week, so.
I don't have a list or an index or anything, but I would like to think that there are 10 quarterbacks worse than Daniel Jones right now. 10 starters.
No, there isn't.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe 10's a lot, but there's at least 6.
Who's worse? Okay, Tyler Huntley,
Yeah,
Will Levis / Mason Rudolph, whoever it is,
yeah.
Watson.
Anthony Richardson,
He's hurt.
Caleb Williams, maybe.
No.
Trevor's not going to say that. And after that, I can't. Oh, Jacoby Brissett,
Yeah.
Minshew, maybe.
I don't know. I'd rather have Jacoby over Daniel Jones.
There's
As bad as that is, I'd rather have Jacoby.
Jacoby's terrible, dude.
I'd
He's
rather
not
have
good.
Daniel.
I think he's still better than Daniel Jones.
On my rankings I did today, I have Daniel Jones 27th.
I
Jerry,
need
where
to
do you
do
have
my
Derek
rankings
Carr?
again. I haven't done them in a while.
Where do you have Derek Carr, Gary?
Wait, I don't know how my thing is.
Probably like 15 to 17.
I have Derek Carr at 21. Actually, let me just
That's
run
low.
through this list quickly. I'll see what you guys have any thoughts on it.
QB1. Started
One
off
through-
right, son.
All right, 1 through 5. I got Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Burrow, and Stroud.
Burrow that high is crazy right now.
He's playing good. His defense is terrible though.
Yeah.
At 6 through 10, I got Purdy, Prescott, Baker, Stafford, Darnold.
Darnold
is-
that low is crazy.
Darnold is. It's also based on last season.
That's
Darnold is.
crazy.
Darnold is moving up.
He's balling out of his mind.
Zach, I had Darnold at 22 a couple weeks ago. He's moving up. 11 through 15, I got Rodgers.
How we doing,
Herbert.
Hollywood?
I got Rodgers, Herbert, Love, Goff, Jaden Daniels moving up also.
I can't believe you have Love above Goff. That's crazy.
Where do you have Goff? Yeah.
Goff at 14. Goff was incredible last night.
But he had a couple, like, not.
Yeah, he was not that good first couple
He was a
weeks.
slow starter.
Having Love ahead of him right now is
I love Love. 16 through 20, I got Kyler, Geno, Hurts, Cousins, Fields.
That's kind of low for Gene. I hate to be that guy, but
Geno's been, I wanted to put him higher, but he's been great this year, but I just couldn't. Like, I think Kyler's better. Jaden Daniels been balling. I don't know. I just couldn't get him higher.
he's better than Jordan Love right now for
I'll
sure.
accept it.
And then 21 through 26, I got Carr, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco. And then to finish it out, I got Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, Bo Nix, Gardner Minshew, Mason Rudolph, Jacoby Brissett, and Tyler Huntley rounding it out.
That is a weak move for taking Will Levis out of there. Where would you have him?
He didn't play.
I know, but where would you have
I
him?
had Will Levis.
Started.
I had him at 31 last week. I probably have him at 31 or 30. Yeah, last
Did
week.
you hear the back-to-back first-round picks right there? Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence. Or, excuse me, Trevor Lawrence, then Caleb Williams.
Yeah, heard him.
Back.
Caleb Williams has gotten better each week. But, all right, what's our next game?
Will Levis fucking blows. I agree. I don't know why Kerry's such a big fan of the guy.
The talent is there somewhere. Like it's deep down, but I could see it.
Dude,
I don't think
this is the same
happen.
thing he was saying about Daniel Jones 3 years ago. He's got it. I believe in him. He can do this.
It's there, but the turnovers are too much, man. And he's also an idiot. Like, he's hard to defend.
Zach, talk to us a little bit about this Jags game. A little 0-4 action, but it was close.
I thought they had it, man. I thought they did.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I posted it earlier this week, but like, if you think about like how close we've been in 3 of the games, and like just unable to execute, especially at the end of the game. Think about this. This is crazy. I didn't even realize this. The Jaguars have scored 3 points in the fourth quarter this year.
Oh, that'll lose you some football games, man.
3 points in the fourth quarter. And we lost on a last-second field goal to Miami, lost on a last-second touchdown to Houston.
The other game was close too, wasn't it?
Something's got to give. Yeah, the Browns game was pretty close.
Yeah, they could be
Like
3-1. They could
13.
be 3-1.
We could be 3-1 if we could, find a way to score points in the fourth quarter. But no, we got to go for it on fourth down every time we're in scoring range in the fourth quarter.
My goodness, Zach. Some of those overthrows from Lawrence this week.
I'm not saying he played good. I already tweeted this out. I'm not saying he played good. But why are we wanting a quarterback draw one out of the shotgun
with Trevor Lawrence?
After same drive that Tank Bigsby broke a tackle and nearly took it to the house from 70.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get a carry the rest of the game.
His name is Tank, too. That's just – if
Give
it's
it to
4th
Tank.
and 1 and you got a guy on your sideline named Tank, there's no decision to make.
He didn't get a carry the rest of the game. That was his last carry of the game.
Yeah.
Everybody's
That's crazy.
saying to pick up Tank in fantasy.
He's good. He's a good pickup in fantasy. He's solid.
Everybody.
Also, somebody I cut in fantasy, Christian Kirk, had his best game of the year.
I know. I picked him up. He's been great last 2 weeks. Thank you, Trevor.
What do you have, like 20 points probably?
Yeah, I mean, he had like 15 the week before. He's been my best player on a crappy team.
That's bad. That's really
saved my
bad, dude.
My team is being led by Deontay Johnson and Christian Kirk, man. It's rough times, but we're making it happen.
Also want to give some props. We talked a little bit about Malik Neighbors. We got to talk a little bit about Brian Thomas Jr. He also had a very good game.
He's good, man. He's so
yards,
good.
a touchdown.
He's so good.
I can't believe I cut him in one of my leagues. I don't know why. I'm picking him up again, and I have like the number 1 waiver, so I'll get him back. I can't remember why I cut him. He's a beast.
I cut him. I don't know why.
I think Zach didn't even like that pick, but he's balling out.
I didn't like it in relation to what I thought we needed, which is depth at corner. And what's happened? 2 of our top 3 corners are down, and I've been out for multiple weeks. And we've gotten torched in the passing game.
Yeah. Patriots Niners. I don't want to talk about this. I will go on record. I am not watching another snap of this offense until Drake May or Joe Milton plays football. It's so boring. It's so terrible. I can't do it. Stevenson fumbles the ball every time he touches it. Jacoby Brissett has half of a second to throw. Gets beat up every single play. I don't think he's going to make it at age 32. It's a terrible team.
This is just Belichick football, dude.
No, but the defense isn't good. The defense is okay.
That was funny. That tweet is like 3 catches allowed, 10 touchdowns.
That was ML football there for you.
Wait, what happened?
Some like aggregate website
ML
was talking
football.
about Christian Gonzalez,
ML
and they were like,
football, you
he's
mean?
allowed 3 catches, 10 touchdowns. He's balling out this year.
He's the only positive part in this offense on this team. Jalen Polk's look kind of good, but otherwise,
Didn't that Keon Jones or Keon somebody get injured?
yeah.
Wait, who's that wide receiver that's coming back?
The Patriots are like 4 guys to leave the game.
Who's that wide receiver that's coming back?
Bourne.
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne. He's going to turn the season around.
Demario Douglas, their only good receiver. Brissett doesn't even look at him, so now he's pissed off. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess.
Hey, at least you guys got to win.
I don't want to win. Zach, I can't wait for the Jaguars-Patriots game. That's going to be a battle. So, if you want to watch football this weekend, don't watch the Patriots and the Dolphins because that might be one of the worst games you'll ever see. If you
I
thought
think
the
Patriots
Titans,
take that one down, baby.
that's going to be pretty ugly.
By the way, the Tua memes are crazy.
That should have been Twitter's hilarious every week.
What do you guys think of Falcons and Saints? Looked like Saints were going to win, and then Young Ho Ko leading the way.
That's not how you pronounce his name, but okay.
Close.
I
Young
love
Ho
that his
Q.
name is spelled like Young Ho too, like perfect. That's great.
Young Ho Q.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another game winner under his belt. He already has one last year, I think.
He's a good kicker, man. I love him.
That was the least impressive game-winning drive I've ever seen in my life, though. From
Wasn't it just
incomplete pass interference, incomplete pass, field
That
goal
was the
from
drive.
57.
Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Ah!
He's looked terrible this whole besides that one drive against Philly, he's just not looked good at all.
But to be fair, Philly's made every quarterback look good this year.
That's true. That's true.
Except Derek Carr, who had another just boring Derek Carr game.
Yeah.
What happened? He was playing good through 2 weeks.
They lost McCoy. I think that kind of ruined their offensive
it's over.
line.
That was as good as it's gonna get for old Derek Carr. Talked about what
Shaheed's balling though.
What?
Shaheed
got after a 0 ball last week. He had a big day.
Yeah, he had a big game.
That's kind of funny.
How about Zach's least favorite quarterback, Jordan Love, a rusty debut. Did throw for almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions.
Congrats on your Dak Prescott stats. Going down by 12 touchdowns and then throwing the ball against prevent defense. Congrats, buddy. I bet you did throw for a lot of yards.
Yeah, what was it, like 28-7 at halftime, 28-10 or something?
I think
it was 28-7.
No, not even a half. At
it's 28-7 in the fourth quarter, and then Packers went on a 22-3 run.
But I don't think anybody scored in the third quarter either. Like, the game was over.
No.
Yeah.
Carrie, what do you think about Jordan Love's performance?
He was rusty. I think they could have waited a week to have him back.
What did you think about the fourth
He obviously
quarter?
got what?
What did you think about the fourth quarter, though, from him?
Yeah, he looked good in the fourth quarter, but again, as Zach was saying, along with this prevent defense, the game was over by then.
Game was over. Never mind.
Here, Packers fans, I'll give you guys some advice. Actually, Packers coaches, I'll give you guys some. Start Malik Willis. Willis and go back to winning games.
Look, Christian Watson
instead of this bum that you have, Jordan Love.
Do you guys know what's
Love making $52 million just sit on the sideline with his shirt off?
Do you know what's a crazy stat? Josh Jacobs does not have a receiving touchdown in his entire career.
That is crazy.
He has how many? He has 1,500 receiving yards and 200 career receptions, 0 receiving touchdowns. That is nuts.
I wonder how close he's gotten a few times.
I bet he's gotten pushed out or knocked down at the one like 7 or 8 times, probably.
Somebody just fell. Who just stopped at the 1 yard line?
That was Jacoby Myers a couple years ago with the Patriots when he played 3 years, didn't have a
I
touchdown.
remember that. He had 1,000 yards and no touchdown.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Vikings looking good, and they have a tough schedule early on.
Yeah, but they got a good defense, man, and Sam Darnold's not making any mistakes. So this is a fun.
Brian
team.
Flores might get another coaching job.
Can the Jags pay Kevin O'Connell like $800 million to be our head coach? Please.
Kevin O'Connell's great. I really wish the Vikings played the Steelers, but they don't.
Trevor, let's talk about your babies of the week. And I want to say, look, without all his weapons, look how the elite quarterback Jalen Hurts played. Did absolutely nothing. Is he better than Daniel Jones without the weapons? I don't know. It's up for conversation.
First of all, this was like
people call Brock Purdy assistant quarterback. He's only carried by his weapons. Look how Jalen Hurts played without him.
but
Now, Brock Purdy missed a bunch of guys cooked. Jalen Hurts.
He was also playing the Patriots, and the only bright spot is Christian Gonzalez.
Right.
No, that was last week, Zach. Who was it? Who did they play last week?
Who?
Oh, it was the Rams.
Great defense, the Rams.
Anyways, about this game, they lost last year early on this season, like a Monday Night Football game, and then they beat them with a similar score in the playoffs. The Bucs just know how to play the Eagles now because I think the Eagles at halftime had like 6 minutes of possession. They had like 9 offensive plays in the first half. So it was like the score at halftime was 24-7, 27-7. But it just seemed like the game was over after that. Like the Bucs completely dominated them, and like they were missing AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley didn't do much in the first half.
And they didn't have Devonta or Lane Johnson.
Oh, I forgot about Devontae. That guy got fined. That injured him. That was a dirty hit. The guy on the Saints.
That was a dirty hit. Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
I heard someone say that's not a dirty hit, and I was like, that's crazy. That's so like he's going down. He's got like 3 guys wrapping him up, and you go in there with your helmet to just decide.
He's like a $190 too.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I like Smitty. I like Devontae Smith a lot. Anybody that's 180 pounds that can win the Heisman, I'll be a fan of theirs.
Bucs
are good. Got next Chiefs Chargers. I don't really have anything to say about it. But we did see Justin Herbert slam his helmet on the sideline. Poor guy.
We did see that. We also see Patrick Mahomes show Rashee Rice what a real hit and run is.
Ooh, man.
So let's say there was no reason for them to play Herbert in this game. He couldn't even move. They weren't going to win this game regardless.
They never.
They have a bye next week. Just let him get healthy. Come back week 6.
And both of their tackles were out.
Yeah, they were not going to win this game. I don't know why they risked Herbert's long-term health by playing him in a game they weren't going to win.
Lad McConkey scored, though.
Do you like that one, Hollywood?
Bengals, Panthers. Andy Dalton played fine again. Panthers look competitive again. Joe Burrow. Bengals offenses looked great last few weeks. Yes, it was the Panthers defense, but Burrow's
played the Commanders last week, too. They didn't punt. They scored on every possession. Just too many field goals. I'll do it to you.
I feel like they scored on pretty much majority of possessions this week, besides the interception. But Bengals looking good. Their season could turn around if they get a big win this week against the Ravens.
They look about as good as a 1-3 team can look. But,
that's
did you see the Bengals tweeted today? Their official account. The AFC North runs through the jungle or something
Yeah,
this ain't 2021, bud.
Colts hanging on to beat the Steelers. Anthony Richardson once again getting hurt. As I forget what our bet was, Trevor, but starting to look good for me with another Anthony Richardson injury.
I can pull it up.
He was fine on the sideline. Flacco. Maybe he's just rusty. I talked to somebody about this week, but the deep arm does not look like it's there anymore. But maybe it's just rust.
He's also like 45.
Yeah, but the Anthony Richardson, just the stat box is kind of funny. 3 completions for 71 yards.
Justin Fields though played another great game. I think he's definitely solidified his role as QB1. 2 rushing touchdowns, 300 passing yards.
Yeah, he had 30 fantasy points or something. So, shout out to Justin Fields.
Russ is never starting, Trevor. And I don't know why they keep saying we're working his way back from injury. No, he's just not their starter.
There's no reason to if Justin Fields won't turn the ball over. I mean, even this, he didn't have any turnovers, did he? Did he have a fumble?
He fumbled on the last drive, but I don't think it was his fault.
Fumbling, but yeah, he's played clean enough football to remain the starter.
Yeah. All right. Rams, Bears. Trevor, how'd your boy do? Probably his best game of his career.
Yeah, he looked very good. Looked very comfortable back there against. They were at home actually. Not him, but the Bears are 2-0 at home this season. He had a beautiful touchdown throw, the back of the end zone, which that down angle where the camera's behind him just made it look impossible, but that was a really fun throw. DeAndre Swift looked really good. Their offensive line kind of held their own. They were a little better run blocking than they were pass blocking this game, but it wasn't as much of a problem as it has been in the past couple weeks. Shout out to Jaquan Brisker getting a pick.
You know what's funny? They're the vaunted three-headed receiver core, which was supposed to be so good, had all of 51 yards in that game. And I feel like, have they done anything this year?
Keenan Allen's fat. He was in L.A., and it's fun to work out with your shirt off when you got a bunch of tattoos in L.A., but it's not fun to run around with your shirt off when you got a bunch of tattoos in Chicago.
That's true.
So he gained 20, and they say 20, but it really looks about like 25, 30. But
oh, Kerry, I have a question. How do you feel about Jordan Love pass yards bet right now?
What's the bet?
Over under 4,000 pass yards. Me versus you.
What's he at right now?
He's
missed 2 games, so
he's at 649.
I probably wouldn't take that just because he's missed a couple games.
Wait,
no, I'm saying it's a bet you've already taken, Kerry. I'm saying how you feel about it.
Oh, I did take this. I would have felt great if he didn't get hurt, but otherwise, I mean, he's averaging 330 yards at the start right now. So
Gary, he needs to play every game, and he needs to throw for 258 yards a game. So he's not dead.
I don't think he's going to play every game. That's
you're not dead.
The issue.
And then Josh Allen, 24.5 turnovers.
he has what?
That's not him.
Does he?
Hey, who do I have a bet with that with? Kerry or Zach? Which one?
Hold on.
I think they overruled his first one, Trevor, too.
To what? They gave it to the centers, the running back or something?
Because, like, every time they talk, I keep hearing that he doesn't have any turnovers before the Ravens game, so they must have overturned that or something.
The Cardinals one?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any interceptions, but he definitely has a turnover.
Wait.
After that snap against Arizona.
It says 0 fumbles lost on his, like, stats page.
That's interesting.
He definitely had one with the Ravens game.
It was with me, Trevor. Because it was the Pop-Tarts. It was the Pop-Tarts.
Oh, shit. Dang it, dude. I really wanted you to do that. All right, it's okay. Josh Allen will, I don't know, have like 10 picks in a game or something. I don't know.
And then Jalen Hurts, 15.5 turnovers. This is Trevor and Kerry.
Yes, he's already, like, got that.
What is he?
With who's that with?
That was Kerry and Trevor.
Trevor's cooked, dude.
What is he? What's the bet?
Gold for Loco on the show.
No. No.
Yes. Trevor, he's already halfway there.
He has 5 interceptions. How many fumbles lost does he have?
He's like 2, I think.
Okay, so 7 turnovers. All right, that's not good, but it's okay. He'll clean it up. He's going to give the turnover bug to Josh Allen, and I will win both of those bets. I feel it coming.
Oh, man. It's going to be a fun year.
That is crazy. All right, how about Commanders Cardinals?
Yeah. Yeah, we thought the game was going to be close. That was a pick'em game.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Jaden Daniels leading his team to victory.
He looks amazing. He looks like the best
Rookie
quarterback
of the year.
Definitely. I think it's over, honestly.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
if he plays fine
right
most of the way, I don't know. But Cardinals disappointing me. They looked so good in week 2, that offense, and week 1, but like they struggled versus the Lions. They look terrible in this game. 1-3 now. I was expecting a little better year, but I thought this was gonna be a lot better game than it was.
Yeah.
But Commanders, do you think they can win the NFC East?
The way the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles look right now, I think that they should. Honestly,
I think it's
Eagles
really going to
be terrible. All their guys are hurt. Dallas has no run game.
Honestly,
Like-
it's going to come down to their defense because, like, this offense
Yeah.
is good enough, but can this defense be is a question. The lines
Very
look much
true.
better this year.
Very true.
I've seen him as a destination for DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins or Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams, I was close.
I was about to say DeAndre Hopkins is leaving the.
He is in
Tennessee
trade
Titans.
talks, though.
I would be too if I was a member of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And Will Levis was my quarterback.
Quarterback.
Will Levis breakout year. Will Levis.
It's coming. Hey, I told you he's going to have a breakout year. I just didn't mean it football. I meant it memes.
Memes. That was a good tweet. I'm surprised that didn't do a lot better.
I know, right?
That was a good tweet.
And for context, let's look at some of the memes. Just because
There's-
He's already got like 6, right? And it's week 4.
Yeah. Was he pooping himself? He was definitely crying.
I
Look
actually
at that.
saw that as a picture before I saw it as
Oh.
a video, and it's kind
surrender
of
cobra, the diving.
He dives more than any other quarterback I've ever seen.
He gets his dick put on his head.
Poor guy.
3.
And then that face in the bottom right. That's Carey after he's watched 4 games of Will Levis.
You
after
see the
saying he's
shots
gonna have a
one?
breakout year.
There's one he just like looks at the camera. He's like,
Yeah.
there's so many good ones. That's why he needs to keep starting. Like, they might win more games than Mason Rudolph, but just for the entertainment alone, let Will Levis play, guys.
Did you see Mason Rudolph was in that girl's DMs like 20 minutes before kickoff?
Yeah.
Was he really?
He didn't think he was going to play.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Here was about one of the worst games you could possibly watch. Raiders beating the Broncos. Raiders hanging on. I mean, the Browns. I'm
Yeah.
off tonight. Is the Browns season over? They have 1 win, and it's over the Jaguars.
Dude,
Well,
what?
Jackson Clark and me were having a little pity party on Twitter earlier this week. We're both in bad places mentally and physically. So,
And honestly, Deshaun Watson has not played well, but he's not been the main issue. Offensive terror. I don't know what Amari Cooper is even doing. He's like
Did you see
barely.
that pick that he threw that hit Amari Cooper inside of his stomach?
Yeah.
Oh, threw it up in the air. What are you
Amari
doing?
Cooper just doesn't care anymore.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't either if Deshaun Watson was my quarterback.
But he had a good game 2 weeks ago, or week 3. 86 yards, 2 touchdowns on my fantasy. Shout out
He
to
only has he only has 148 yards in 4 games.
Garrett Wilson has 150.
That's my number 2 draft pick.
That's your boy. Who's your number 1 draft pick?
It was
Christian McCaffrey.
Gibbs, the only one that's
Oh.
worked out. And my number 3 was Rashad White, who I traded. My number 4 was George Pickens, who I traded for a waiver wire pickup in Deontay Johnson.
There he is.
This man is cooking.
Oh, speaking of the Raiders, where do you guys think Adams will go as he requested a trade today? I think he's either a Jet or Commander.
I'll say Jets. They got to pull the trigger. The Jets have to. Everybody's healthy. It's 2-2. Either something's got to happen in there. I don't want to say the coach needs to get fired, but something's got to happen. So
I'm not saying the coach needs to get fired, but the coach probably needs to get fired.
yeah.
Also, people keep saying the Chiefs. I don't think there's any way the Raiders would ever trade him to Kansas City.
No.
No.
They'd have
And-
to get him good.
and
What if
sadly,
they gave him,
Trevor,
what
I
if
don't
they
think
gave him Xavier
I
Worthy
don't-
or no?
I don't think the Ravens have the cap space either to get him.
Probably not.
Is there any sleeper teams you could go to?
I guess
Broncos.
the Raiders aren't really a sleeper.
The Broncos. Pick it
Oh,
up.
Zach, what about the Bills?
Do they have the cap?
I don't know.
Ain't anybody.
Nobody's ever mentioned them. Or Chargers, maybe? Steelers have been brought up.
Chargers were big in the Brandon Ayuk sweepstakes when that was a thing.
I mean, that would help the Chargers out so much. They don't have a guy right now.
I don't think CJ Stroud has enough weapons in Houston, so maybe they can add another wide receiver.
What if the Bengals traded T. Higgins?
Possible.
I could
T.
see
Higgins
that.
for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, he's playing on a franchise tag right now.
What about the Lions?
That's an interesting one.
Or
I wouldn't even bring him in though. The Lions.
Cowboys have been
How about
mentioned.
Carolina?
Yeah, dude, he'd probably retire if he got traded to Carolina.
Hey, I'd want to play with Andy Dalton.
I don't know.
Man, Deontay Johnson's cooking. Xavier Legette's cooking.
I think the easiest place to put your money is with the Jets. I feel like that
Yeah.
should.
There's a lot of chatter moving that direction.
I feel like it's too logical that it won't happen.
I'd love to see him in Baltimore, though.
I don't
Lamar
think
Jackson's
he-
never had like a one, has he? Like a true
Mark
one
Andrews.
for 9
I
games.
just don't think he would get. That's just not his offense, though.
Yeah.
The offense doesn't need it.
Yeah, they gotta
But the
put the
defense
whole
would-
team on Derrick Henry's back and let Derrick Henry carry 53 people across the end zone line.
Yeah,
Sure.
Kerry, what happened? I thought he was washed. I thought it was over, man.
Yeah, I was wrong. I admit when I'm wrong, unlike other people in this podcast.
Boy.
I was wrong. Derrick Henry looked great.
You weren't wrong. Couldn't have been further from the truth. Derrick Henry, man, has got it going on.
He's
Big
good.
D.
Speaking of the game, I think we did all in 1 and 4 p.m. games. Let's talk about the Ravens and Bills. Trevor.
This is Trevor's Super Bowl, guys. I
Yeah,
don't know if
this
he's ever
was
been
my
happy.
Super Bowl. And last year, when the Dolphins beat the Chargers, that was my Super Bowl too. So I'm like 2-0 in the last 2 Super Bowls, dude. Yeah, this was a great hate watch. The Ravens just had it going all night. They were just ready for them offensively. And this was the best that the Ravens defense has looked. They looked really good for 3 quarters against Dallas. It was a lot of the defensive backs breaking up stuff like we saw Sunday night, but they just gave it up in the 4th quarter against Dallas. But back to this week, yeah, they were flying around. They dropped a few interceptions. Nate Wiggins was either a 1st or 2nd round pick out of Clemson. He looks like he's going to be the next great Baltimore defensive back. That defense is just so star-studded, dude. Even the guys like that aren't household names, David Ajabo, Travis Jones, Adafe Owe, were all hitting Josh Allen. Josh Allen got slammed by Travis Jones. I thought he might have got concussed that play, which was such a stupid play. Dude, that was such a fun game to watch. The Bills never got anything going. They put Mitch Trubisky in the game.
They had that one after halftime. They looked good, and the fumble killed it. After Sean McDermott gave his 9/11 speech, part 2.
What? That wasn't even a good drive, though. That was just that one play where Josh extended it.
They stopped them. They stopped them twice on defense, and they scored a touchdown. And then they got the ball back, and then that fumble happened.
Oh, the trick play fumble. Yeah.
No, because it was Bills are like a 3-and-out. No, Ravens had a 3-and-out. Then the Bills scored, and the Ravens.
Yeah, there was a little momentum out of halftime, which seems to be a thing this year and times last year where John Harbaugh or whoever it is just gets less aggressive offensively and defensively. But Thankfully, the players made it happen with that big turnover. And, yeah, just the momentum. The crowd was jumping. Kyle Van Noy, too. He had a great season last year, and I thought it was just maybe one last good season on his way out. But I think he already has 3, 4, maybe even 5 sacks this year. And he's been around forever.
He's a lot younger than I thought he was.
Yeah. Older or younger?
33.
Yeah.
But he's been playing since 2014.
Yeah, he's been around a while. But the
guy was a rookie when I was a sophomore.
Do you know what's crazy? Before 2023, his career high in sacks was 6.5 in one season with the Patriots in 2019. Last year he had 9. This year he already has 6 in 4 games. I think he's going to hit double digits this year. He's getting better as time goes on.
Mm-hmm. And he's not a starter either. He's a rotational guy. They bring in on 3rd down. So he's playing very well. But that's just a great unit. And they asked Kyle Hamilton before the game, who was one guy on the defense to watch out for. And he said everybody in black. And he was right. The Ravens have a great defense. I hope they stay healthy. Even if they don't, they got good backups. So.
Honestly, I think this game was a good thing for the Bills.
I agree.
Every single team in the AFC East also lost. They didn't lose any ground. They got a wake-up call, realized they're not good as people thought they were. And I don't know. Do the Bills have a tough of a schedule?
I think they have a couple tough games coming up. They go to the Texans this week, and then they play the Jets, and then the Titans, Seahawks, Dolphins, Colts. And then they go Chiefs, Niners, Rams, Lions. So it's like hard, easy, and then hard again.
But then they got the Patriots twice in the last 3 weeks, so that's 2 wins.
That helps out. But we might see Drake May around that time.
I think he has to be
starting. No. Gerard Mayo said that the team is behind Jacoby Brissett.
They said they're starting May this year, though. They just don't.
Oh, did they?
They said he will take over at some point. I'm assuming it'll be the second half.
And who cares if you get hurt?
It's so hilarious. Mayo used to say this every single week that they're behind him. It's pretty funny.
We're 100% behind our guy, Jacoby Brissett.
Even though
why we drafted a quarterback in the first round.
And that's why our QB2 is getting 30% of the first team snaps every week. That tweet from Barry was hilarious. He's like, I bet Jaden Daniels should have sat behind Jacoby Brissett and learned how to play football. Imagine how good he could have been.
Do you know if Milton gets like first team snaps in, or is it the whole 70% going to Brissett?
Only in other teams, 100% goes to the start. This is like a very rare that the second team goes to the first team. Yeah, it's usually the starter gets everything. Yeah.
Well, what if you have a young like backup?
It's usually always the first team goes to starter. This is why this is an odd scenario.
I guess that makes sense during the season.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a Monday night. One of the worst games I've ever watched in my life.
I feel like Carrie. I gotta go again.
That was terrible. The Dolphins are lost. The Titans did enough to win. It's gonna be a battle between the Titans and Jaguars for fourth place.
Let's go, baby.
What do you guys think about? Has your opinion changed at all on Tua now that we've seen the Dolphins without him, or no?
I think Tua deserves more credit, but also Mike McDaniel deserves more slander that he can't.
More credit from you, Kerry.
His only thing is Tua. He's nothing without Tua.
What's his Mac record? Jones to the
his
Dolphins.
His record's like 1-6.
All right, we'll trade him for Tyreek Hill, and he's yours.
That's a good deal, honestly.
So you had the beginning of the season, or maybe even like week 2, you had not Tyreek Hill. You had Tua like 16. Is that right? 14?
I think you had like 12.
I think you had him 14.
12, 14, somewhere around there.
Do you have him higher now, or no? Now that you've seen him without him?
Most certain.
That's where I think he is as a quarterback. But
how about getting a
Trevor, if you're saying like most valuable to their team, he's a lot higher.
Okay. That's
but fair. As a quarterback, I don't have him that much higher.
I think when did Tua got hurt second game of the year, right?
Third
against Buffalo last week.
No, 2 weeks ago.
Well, not last week, but the week before what we just saw.
Okay.
Sure.
I want to see.
It was what is that? Was it Thursday night or was it Sunday night?
It was
week 2. It was week 2 against the Bills. It was week 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they played Skylar Thompson in week 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this about Tua. He's played a half of good football this year.
Yeah.
He played terrible in the first half against the Jags. His defense is not that good.
And he's terrible in the Bills game.
He was terrible in the Bills game, and then he decided to launch headfirst into DeMar Hamlin's chest and kill himself.
Yeah.
So
the Jags defense has been a little disappointing to me, at least.
Well, they have been disappointing, but at the same time, we got 2 of our top 3 corners down. We got 2 of our top 4 linebackers down. I mean, it's like when we're already not really good depth-wise on the back end.
Didn't Olukon, did he get hurt?
Yeah, he's IR.
I think I remember.
That's sad.
He's my favorite.
Poor Foy.
It's my favorite Jag.
All right, last game of week 1. Lions looked incredible last night in an offensive battle, beating Seahawks 42-29. Jared Goff was perfect. I think it was the most attempts, I think, in like NFL history of completions. 18 of 18 for like 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown.
Yeah, what a game for old Jared Goff.
I saw.
Was the starter perfect? The backup too. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1 of 1.
I saw a tweet, and there was no way this is a real thing. There was a slip, and it was like a legit thing. It was like Bleacher Report or somebody tweeted this. A slip that somebody bet that Jared Goff would have a receiving touchdown on the 6th drive of the game.
No shot. That's
Yeah.
not
Like
real.
in this game? Or
Yes, like they bought. There's no way
There's no way.
they put $100 on it too,
What was the
What
total?
was the
What was the
payout?
payout?
and they won like 10 grand.
I'm surprised it wasn't more.
Honestly,
I don't think it's real. There's
If I put $100
What's his name?
on Jared Goff catching a touchdown, you better give me like 150 grand.
you got to give me $1 million. The
a
odds
lot
of
of
Jared
good young
Goff
players.
catching a touchdown pass are like insane.
Yeah.
I
Especially
think it's-
Seattle has a lot of good young defensive players. Julian
Yes.
Love, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, but they got shredded.
and
Bucks
they
lines,
They got shredded like the chicken Kerry was eating out of a big bowl.
did. It's actually ground chicken, not shredded.
Did you cook it at least?
Yes, Zach.
Okay, good.
Silly guy.
Yeah, Kerry finally cooked for once in his life.
Yeah. Trevor, what have you cooked?
But I had such a good week of football this week.
What?
My agendas were thriving this week.
No,
man.
let's talk about your actual cooking.
No.
Well, you've had a long season otherwise, so
Well, we're all right.
Tua, Anthony Richardson, Jalen Hurts, Dak and the Cowboys.
Injury bug. I'm not a doctor.
You know that.
Jump in the pool where dolphins are having sex. I don't know.
What?
Any last thoughts on week 4?
Oh, was that an Aaron? That was an Aaron Rodgers reference.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. No, not really. Fire Doug, fire Press, fire Trent.
Dude, I am so excited for Mimosa football. And it's not like it's like two bad teams. It's the Jets and the Vikings, dude.
That's a rare game to be in. I guess nobody thought the Vikings were going to be that good, so they're like, oh.
I did. I did
too, but nobody else did.
No one believed in my boy Sam Darnold. They're like, "Oh, JJ McCarthy's down. The Viking season is over."
Should have
They're
taken that bet.
Sam
That was
Darnold.
Bane about his like QBR or whatever.
Oh my god!
Would have taken it. All right, let's do some rapid fire and wrap it up.
All right.
All right, follow us on Twitter, Beerly Football. See all these tweets. If you want to send offensive messages to us, you can. It's free. It's a free
Might be a
country.
Free
We might
country.
read it out on the
Actually,
show.
if you'd like, send us a really offensive message in a form of a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
I was
That's it.
arguing with this Bills fan this week, and he was like, first of all, the amount of people that think like Beerly Football is my full-time job is unbelievable. But
Yeah, they're silly. You don't have a full-time job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some
It's-
guy was arguing with me, and I told him to leave a review, and he got so mad. I wonder if he left a review, though. I need to go check that out after this.
Well, he unfollowed us, so he probably
Poor guy. We'll be
let's
all
see.
right.
Do we have a we still have 40 ratings, so I guess not.
Didn't trigger anybody quite enough.
All right, what letter grade would you give your favorite team so far this season? Patriots D-.
I'll give the Bucks an A.
F for it's on Twitter.
Okay. Describe Will Levis in one word. Mentally
Go.
Oh
challenged.
shit!
Ghosts. Imagine
Who?
him having like a Sam Darnold resurgence in a couple years.
Not gonna
I
happen.
could definitely see it. The
It's
talent
not
is there,
gonna
guys. The talent
It's
is there.
not, though.
The
It's
brain
really
power is not there. The brain power is not there, but the talent's there.
It's because he breathes mayo. Like
When was
He's
he
literally
drafted?
like,
Was he a second round pick?
he's like a 3rd-round pick, wasn't
no,
he?
he was second.
Oh,
What
was
was
he?
Darnold? Like second overall, third overall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Levis might be the new Jay Cutler, but he actually cares.
Maybe.
But he's just
I like
which was the better quarterback draft class, 2020 or 2018?
Ooh.
Can you give me those draft classes?
20 is Tua, Love, Herbert, Hurts, Burrow. 18 is Allen, Lamar, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
They got 2 more years of work, so it's a little easier to pick them, but I'm going to go with 2018.
I'm gonna go as well. 2018, higher
Okay.
Or
highs,
27.
lower lows, but higher highs.
It's
I feel like
27.
a year and a half, 2 years ago, you would have said 20, but all the 20 guys have kind of like Herbert's fallen down lately.
Hurts has kind of peaked in the Super Bowl. Burrow kind of peaked in the Super Bowl.
Well, Burrow's
Tua can't stay healthy. Love, Zach doesn't even think should be a starter. So it's going downhill.
He's the second best quarterback on his team. So,
all right, who's your current MVP through 4 weeks? I got Jaden Daniels.
MVP.
Sam Darnold.
MVP. That's the chance you're going to be here in Minnesota in a couple weeks, baby. Give me Sam Darnold for MVP. And comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Give me Derrick Henry, whatever, just for fun.
Who is the most disappointing player in the NFL so far this season?
Garrett, I would say Garrett Wilson, but no.
Disappointing player in the NFL so far this season.
Somebody said we should not say Mark. It was offensive to have Mark Andrews here.
Why is it offensive?
Because he's doing good blocking. I was like, he's had 0 catches in the last 2 weeks for a top 3 tight end.
Yeah.
Sadly, for me, it's my second year boys. One of them I hyped up. One of them, every fantasy analyst hyped them up. Levis and Richardson, both were supposed to have breakout years. Both of disappointed.
I was never high on either of those guys, so it'd be disingenuous for me. I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. Honestly, I get he's blocking well, but at the end of the day, he's been like the top weapon in his offense for like years, and he's dropped 2 goose eggs the last couple of weeks.
And
honestly,
last year, when he was injured, he's not worth extending again. I'd let him go or even trade him to anybody besides like Kansas City or something. You have Isaiah Likely, you have Charlie Kohler. You'll be all right without him. It's
honestly,
not like great tight end, but it's not like you're going to give them a ball more than 5-6 times a game ever.
They used to, but I don't know.
You could say literally every big good tight end has struggled this year. Kelsey hasn't done anything. Kyle Pitts disappointed again. David Njoku, T.J. Hawkins, and hurt. George Kittle has been okay.
So the running backs are coming back, but the tight ends.
Laporte has been disappointing. Kincaid hasn't done much.
Yeah.
Who is the worst team in the NFL right now?
Without a quarterback.
I think it's the Dolphins. Jaguars are at least competitive.
Yeah.
I think it's either the worst team in the NFL. I think it's probably the Dolphins right now. I think Patriots are in that conversation.
Titans.
And the Titans are definitely in that conversation as well.
All right, 3 last ones. Who's the better quarterback, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? It's Josh Allen, bud.
Sadly, it's Josh Allen.
But
sadly, it's Josh Allen.
Depends on if they're playing a terrible defense or not. It's Lamar. It's the MVP.
Pick one in their prime. Cam Newton.
You just said Derrick Henry is the MVP.
That's true. Well, I guess he's saying former MVP.
Oh, okay.
Pick one in their prime. Cam Newton, Eli Manning, Russ, or Matt Ryan.
Cam Newton, Russ, Matt Ryan, and who?
Eli.
Eli is the lowest on this list, and it's not close.
Definitely Cam.
I'm taking Cam.
Cam had the best peak. Matt Ryan is a close second, though. Russ is a distant third, and Eli Manning shouldn't even be on here.
All right. And last
if he's
one.
a first ballot Hall of Famer, I'm going to be so pissed.
Who is the worst quarterback of this group? Daniel Jones, Gardner Minshew, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence.
The worst quarterback?
Yep.
Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson,
Minshew,
and Lawrence. I think the worst quarterback is Daniel Jones. Close second is Deshaun Watson.
I think slightly Watson over Watson is the worst. Jones tiny bit better.
I'll agree with you, Kerry.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Follow us on Twitter, Beerly Football. See all those tweets every day of the week.
All righty, guys. Thank you for watching and tuning in with us live. You can check us out later. Enjoy yourself company on your ride to work or your ride home from work, wherever you want to listen.
You're going to jump off a bridge. Listen to us before you do it.
There you go. And we'll bring you week 5 review and week 6 discussion next week. See you then.